Hey man, okay, video a little bit different today. I was chatting to a guy in the gym earlier and he was getting really frustrated with his progress in terms of getting into shape. And I asked him how long he was training. He was like 3 months. He was like, I don't look like you. And I'm like, I've been training 17 years. I was like, it takes a certain amount of time to build up a foundation and all of these different things that come into play. So I'm going to do a quick video on one of the things that really serves me and helps me. Again, I don't know if this is going to land with people, but it's something that's been on my mind. So hopefully, as I said, if these videos help one person, I tend to put them up. There's a way that I look at life, and I think of it in terms of being impatiently patient towards things. And a lot of people are the reverse. And I'm not saying that's you or a person that's watching this, but you may know people in your life that are very similar, that they're patiently impatient. And what that means is day to day, being impatiently patient means day to day that you're really impatient in terms of working towards your goals. So if you want to get in amazing shape or quit your job or whatever it is, start your own business, get into a romantic relationship with your soulmate or somebody that you can invest a lot of time into, there's an impatience there that you're doing something every day to move forward towards that. I love the Charlie Munger quote, go to bed a little bit wiser every day, and if you have a long life, he goes, that's going to compound up. And I believe that if you know what the end goal is and you can't hit a target you can't see, so whether you want to look a certain way, get into a certain job, or meet a certain person, you want to make sure that everything you're doing that day is making you a little bit wiser going to bed. You know, whether that was going out on another date, meeting somebody that personality traits that may cross over into the next person you meet, whether that was going to the gym and getting your meals in that day, whether that was reading a business book or listening to a podcast or an audio program that's supporting you getting out of your job and into your own business or getting into a new job where you can climb the ladder. That's impatience. So impatience day to day, doing things day to day, where the reverse works with people that are patiently impatient, where they're like, oh no, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next month. All of these things are, you're being patient when things that you can take full control. Like the truth is, and the reality is, the only thing you control in this life is effort and the effort you put in. And if you go to bed every single day a little bit wiser than when you woke up, you're going to move towards the direction of the things you want. Impatiently patient means that you're impatient day to day, but the fucking long game, you're patient. You know what the long game is. Like, it's funny because I get questions back in your own best example, so I'll use myself, and people are like, oh, are you happy with where you're at? I'm like, no. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, because you're patient. Like, my goals are 10, 15, 20-year goals, because you're being impatiently patient towards what you want. Every single day, you're going to bed a little bit wiser. You're feeding your mind and following people that are supporting the end goal and the end vision of you, but you're patient over the long term. You're playing the long game, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, the body you want, the job you want, the relationship you want. You're being impatiently patient. And what happens with people on the flip side of that is they're patient day to day, but they're impatient when it comes to the fucking long thing. They're like, oh, well, I'm not in shape. You know, I can't get into good shape, or I can't get out of my job, or I can't find that person that I want to be with. That comes down to doing it day by day and going to bed a little bit wiser and making sure that that's what you're doing, and you're feeding your mind with things that are going to influence your actions. Thoughts become things. The things you put into your mind, the people you follow, the TV shows you watch, the books you read, the thoughts you put into your mind will dictate the actions you take. And the actions you take will dictate the entire direction of your life. Find the cause and then change it for a different effect. Put different information into your head and you're going to get a different outcome. But the key is going to be being impatiently patient, doing it every single day. You know, life isn't a fucking lottery ticket. You don't wake up one day in an incredible shape. You don't wake up one day with a load of money in your bank account. You don't wake up one day beside your soulmate. But it's like a statue of marble. Day by day, you chip away every single day. And in 5, 10, 15 years, or whatever it is that you want, you'll have everything that you want. But you got to be impatiently patient towards it. Play the long game, but do things step by step. And I can only speak for myself as your own best example, but something incredible happens when you're doing it every single day. When you're moving in the direction of whatever it is you want, whether it's your physique, relationship, business, the examples I'm using today, when you're moving in that direction, happiness comes from that. You're not comparing yourself to others. You're not watching what other people are doing. You're focused on what you're doing. I love the acronym for focus. Follow on one course until success. And you're focused on what you're doing. And that gives you happiness because you go into states of flow. You know, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi talks about the state of flow that artists get it, sports people get it. That time, when time flies, you get it with conversations with people. When you're working toward the thing you want, you go into those continuous states of flow. The time just passes and you love what you do. But you have to play the long game on it. You're not going to get into shape on a 6-week plan if you haven't trained for the first 23, 4 years of your life. You're not going to get into shape in 6 weeks. You can go on crash diets, and you can go on juice diets, and you can go on bar diets, and you'll probably lose a little bit of weight. You will lose weight. If you eat 800 calories a day, you will lose weight, but you'll rebound it back the other way because you haven't built the foundation there. You know, I love the Chinese proverb, the wall that goes up quick comes down quick. You know, if you get a shitload of money really, really quickly from some MLM marketing scheme, or you get into incredible shape and lose a load of weight really, really quickly, or you end up throwing everything at some person, you're like, oh yeah, she loves me now, or he loves me now because I've given him this, that, or that. And all of these things, if you do that quickly, things are going to fall down quickly. You know, be impatiently patient, have the end goal in mind, and every single day go to bed a little bit smarter and a little bit wiser than you were when you woke up.